What if the truth about one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries was finally within reach in 2024? In December 1996, a 6-year-old beauty queen, JonBenet Ramsey, was found dead in her family's home. Her killer never caught. But what if new breakthroughs in DNA evidence emerging in 2020? What if new DNA evidence could solve the 28-year-old mystery of JonBenet Ramsey's murder? Could the breakthrough technology of genetic genealogy finally identify the person responsible for this shocking crime? This is a case that has captivated the world's attention, spawned countless theories, and raised more questions than answers. But now, with new evidence surfacing, could the truth finally come to light? JonBenet Ramsey was a child beauty queen, known for her winning smile and impressive pageant performances. But her life was tragically cut short when she was found dead in her Boulder, Colorado home on December 26, 1996. Her family discovered a ransom note demanding $118,000, an oddly specific sum that matched John Ramsey's Christmas bonus. But instead of a simple kidnapping case, what followed was a complicated, disturbing investigation filled with twists and turns. Despite hundreds of leads, years of media coverage, and multiple theories, the case remains unsolved. When JonBenet's body was discovered, the scene was chilling. She was found in the basement of her family's home, her mouth covered with duct tape, and a garrote tied around her neck. The ransom note seemed to hold more secrets than answers. It was an elaborate note demanding the exact amount of money John Ramsey had received as a bonus. The police began their investigation, and almost immediately, the Ramseys were caught up in a whirlwind of suspicion. Despite there being no sign of forced entry into the home, many began to suspect the family might have been involved. Questions arose about the odd behavior of JonBen's mother, Patsy, and the unusual nature of the ransom note. The case quickly spiraled into a media frenzy. Was it an intruder who got in undetected? Or was the killer someone closer to home? The lack of definitive evidence left room for numerous theories to emerge. Over the years, several theories have emerged. One of the most persistent theories suggests that an intruder was responsible for JonBenet's death. The theory proposes that someone broke into the house, left behind the ransom note, and committed the crime before escaping without leaving any traces. But there's a major issue. Why would the ransom note be so personal, using language that seemed to be written by someone who knew the family? Another theory points to JonBenet's brother, Burke Ramsey. Some suggest that Burke may have accidentally killed his sister, and the family, trying to protect him, staged the scene to look like a kidnapping. Burke was never formally charged, and while the theory remains speculative, it has been popularized in various documentaries and media reports. But with no concrete evidence, this theory remains just that, a theory. John Ramsey, JonBenet's father, has always denied any involvement, and throughout the years, he has pushed for justice, seeking answers and hoping for closure. Despite being scrutinized, he remains adamant that his family is innocent. Now, over 2 decades later, new DNA evidence has given this case a renewed sense of urgency. The advent of genetic genealogy, which has been used to solve other cold cases, has now been applied to JonBenet's murder. Recent reports indicate that DNA from the crime scene, including from JonBenet's underwear and the ransom note, has been retested with modern forensic techniques. This new DNA evidence is crucial because it may not only confirm the identity of the killer, but also shed light on the family's innocence. The testing has led to a breakthrough. A DNA sample from the ransom note was not a match for any of the family members, but it also hasn't matched any known suspects. This leaves us with the possibility that the killer was an unknown third party, someone completely outside the family circle. In 2023, investigators turned to new investigative tools, genetic genealogy. By tracing the DNA back through family trees, they've been able to uncover distant relatives of potential suspects. The hope is that, by linking the crime scene DNA to a family member, they might finally track down JonBenet's killer. While it's a long shot, this method has worked in other cold cases, like the Golden State Killer, and has brought hope to those still seeking answers. In recent interviews, the Ramsey family has expressed cautious optimism about these new developments. While they've suffered through years of speculation and public scrutiny, the use of genetic genealogy offers a fresh path forward. Could this be the breakthrough that we've all been waiting for? In addition to the familial theories, there are several other potential suspects that have been speculated over the years. One of these suspects was a local teacher named John Mark Carr, who falsely confessed to the crime in 2006. His confession was later debunked when DNA evidence did not link him to the crime. Yet, the questions linger. Who could have committed such a heinous act, and why was JonBenet targeted? The lack of any solid suspects has kept the case at a standstill, with law enforcement continuing to revisit old leads, hoping that modern technology will finally close the book on this painful chapter. But what we do know is that the investigation is far from over, and the case remains open, with police promising that they will follow wherever the evidence leads. The JonBenet Ramsey case is not just another unsolved mystery. It's a tragedy that continues to impact everyone involved. With the new DNA evidence, there's a renewed sense of hope that we may finally learn who was responsible for JonBenet's death. But after nearly 3 decades of investigation, the questions remain. Will we ever know the full truth? And if we do, will it bring the closure that the Ramsey family so desperately deserves? What do you think happened that fateful night in December 1996? Could the new DNA evidence finally reveal the truth? Or is the mystery far more complicated than we ever imagined? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And if you found this documentary insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of unsolved mysteries.